Hey, good day, folks. It's Tourism Tim here with another exciting episode of Tourism Marketing TV. And today I'm honored to have on calling in from the UK, Jenifer Littman, who is CEO for Tourism for All. Good day, Jenifer.
Good day to you, Tim.
So glad to have you on the show today. Jenifer and I are in a similar group in LinkedIn, and I was a big believer of doing good is good for business, and I thought, December is the perfect time to reflect on giving back or giving forward, or however you want to do it. And I know that ultimately, not does it help your staff and your clients, but ultimately it helps the world, and it will come back around and enhance business. And Richard Branson just has published a brand new book called Screw Business as Usual. Catchy title, but just perfect for Richard. But it's really all about doing good is good for business, and it's just a fabulous book. And so, Jenifer, you commented on. I said, "Hey, what are you doing in your tourism business to make a difference?" And you shared about how Tourism for All helps with accessibility issues and helps seniors who who may be limited, and how this was helping businesses. I thought, this is great. So I really appreciate you being on the show. Maybe you can give our viewers just a quick overview of what you guys do in Tourism for All, specifically for the tourism industry.
Yeah, well, we are an information service for people with access needs of different kinds.
I'm closing my blind because the sun's coming up here. Sorry. Just realized it's right in my face. It's right in my face. And okay, go ahead. Sorry.
We've got a lot of English rain today, but well, we have had a beautiful autumn, so do still come and visit. For businesses in particular, because we're an information service for disabled people, we know there's a lot of demand and people looking for the facilities that they need in order to take a break, whether it's themselves that have the need or a member of their family, parent, child. Us have somebody who has an access need, and the hospitality industry is only really just waking up to this fact. And those who have woken up and are making quite small investments sometimes just to make sure that they can properly look after such guests are really getting a benefit. And we know that from many case studies, people we've helped. I was thinking just recently about a place up in the northeast which built a rather lovely facility in a kind of traditional log cabin style, and they made it accessible for all. And they fulfilled their business plan within 6 months instead of 2 years. They were really amazed at how quickly the investment came back, and they've been busy ever since.
It's fabulous. Do you have any stats? I think that people don't really appreciate how big this market is, and also that it's growing, because sometimes as we get older, accessibility issues become more prominent, and it is certainly a growing marketplace. Do you have any stats or forecasts on the size of this market globally, or even just in the UK?
Well, for the UK, we did get the Tourist Board to do a survey about a year ago, which was based on the previous year, and they found that there were 12% of travellers, people who were booking already in the market, who had somebody who had an access need, and that amounted to £2 billion worth of business. Wow. So already it's a sizable chunk of the market. And I think people, when they think about it, and you ask the kind of average age of a typical visitor or tourist, that has gone up, because we are all living longer and we're all expecting to be active and interested in life and getting about to a later age than perhaps in the past.
Yes, there's a saying that I've came up with from a group that I was in. I was a graduate of this thing called Leadership Santa Rosa, which is a leadership group here in Northern California, and it's called LSR, Leadership Santa Rosa. Well, I came up with another one called TST, and that's who you and I are, and most of the people who are watching this, and that's Tomorrow's Seniors Today. So we are tomorrow's seniors, and
Yeah, I agree.
we better get it right. Not only to help those people who are seniors now, but hey, we're going to be we're going to want to. I don't want to be slowed down, and and so accessibility is going to be really important. So I want the people who are watching this to think that this is already a huge marketplace, and it's only going to get bigger. And the greatest thing is that we're in a life enhancing business, and when you bring in accessibility into your business plan and you do what you can to enhance that, you're only serving your customers' needs better. But something you just mentioned, Jenifer, is that, what was it, something like 10% of people have a relative or a friend who has accessibility issues. And so you're bringing them in and serving them as well. We've lost the video feed, but we're going to just keep on going. Do you hear me, Jenifer?
I can hear you. Sorry.
All right. That's all right. We're just going to hope it's going to come on back. So
yeah.
It's a growing market, and could you tell us a little bit about some of the specifics, services, or some tips that you would have for tourism professionals, be they lodging providers, tour operators, even travel agents, to start bringing more accessibility issues into their business model?
Yes, well, I think it's really important that people have this idea it's all about wheelchairs, and obviously it's important for people who use or need wheelchairs to be able to access holidays. But we're actually talking about a much bigger group of the population, and I'm just thinking right now, I'm beginning to need reading glasses. So I need lighting or glasses or something to be able to read a menu or bigger print. And I'm sure that's going to progress as I get older. So, and I know I'm not alone. So things like visual, the importance of being able to see the things. So if you look at your venue, where are the potential problems, and what could you provide very simply, like lighting, distinguishing features, so that you can tell if your vision is reduced, where things are, that you don't want everything white or everything glass. You need to have good signage, and all those little things actually cost very little money to do. It's just having that foresight and that ability to welcome people. Maybe train your staff. I mean, staff training, we think, is one of the biggest areas. It doesn't need to be very big, expensive training. There's lots of information around. But one of the mistakes people make with this market, I think, is that they invest in some things. I mean, people might invest in an induction loop for people who have a hearing aid at your reception, but then nobody's trained how to use it. The batteries run flat. You've wasted your investment because you're not actually telling people or your staff how to use it. And also, you need to let people know that it's there. You need to have a little sign. And preferably on your website, you need to tell people what the facilities are. So those are two areas that any business can do, looking at what you are offering, the little things that you can improve, and giving a bit of training to yourself and your staff, so that you start to think in the way that is necessary in order to put yourself in other people's shoes. And that's just good customer service, quite frankly.
Absolutely. Those are brilliant, and you're right. Some of the best ways that we can serve our market are some of the simplest. And I think that your point about training your staff is so spot on, because unfortunately I don't think enough of us invest in our staff as much as we should, and training and supporting them, especially on niche markets and specialty needs, whether you're disabled or if you're catering to some other special needs group. I think that's brilliant. You've got a wonderful website. It's Tourism for All. That's tourismfor all.org. .uk.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put that posted on the site. Makes me think, the ideas you just came up with, do you have a little checklist or any thing that for tourism professionals they could download for, hey, here's some ideas on how you can help make your business more accessible?
Absolutely. And if you actually go to that website, there's a bit that says business, and within there we have our 10 top tips. There's a booklet that you can access that's online on the document, or you can just send us an email and ask for some advice. We are a charity. We try and make sustainable through charging small amounts of money for things sometimes, but by and large, we are here to encourage people and help them to improve their services. And it doesn't have to be expensive. I was talking to somebody from a Scandinavian hotel chain who has invested in good access, and they're putting something like 20 points on each hotel's website of the information that people need. And he said one of the cheapest things, he actually has a stick. He said when he goes to a hotel and checks in, he puts the stick on the reception desk. It always falls over. But for 50p, you can get a little clip that's on your reception desk. And you go there, you can put your stick there, you feel completely comfortable and relaxed, and you can check in like everybody else.
Brilliant.
So some of the little things are just, make people feel welcome and reap enormous rewards.
I love it. And, it's once again an example of how no matter where you are in the world, these are issues and opportunities that impact every one of us. It doesn't matter what niche you're catering to, at what level you're catering to. This affects all of us, and it's only going to grow bigger. How can some other opportunities for people to support your work? Because I think that you are clearly have a passion. You're an educator, and I want to support your effort. And I'd like to encourage all my viewers, of which there's quite a few, to go to your site. How else can they support you? What are some of the ways that they can financially or spread the word? What's coming up for you in 2012 that we can get behind?
Okay, well, 2012 is a big year for the UK because we're hosting the Olympic Games and Paralympic Games in London. We know that a lot of people will be coming with access needs, and we're trying what we can with the organisations. There is a little booklet that has been produced by Time Out Guides with our help, which you could buy from our website, and that's Time Out Open London, and it gives a good spread of information of the kind of things you'd need to know about where to stay, where you can visit, how to get further information. So that's one useful thing if you're coming to London. If you're not, and we hope that lots of people will be still coming to the UK in 2012, maybe not games related, but there's so much here to see. We have lots of information. You can either order our guides or access through the website. We are a charity, so we survive on people's support, and if anybody feels minded to support us financially by a donation, that is a wonderful way to help us. And you can do that online through our website, or you could actually join Tourism for All. There's a membership scheme, and if you join, send you regular newsletters, keep you up to date. We have a very active information officer. It's a young lady who's in a wheelchair herself. Carrie Ann is our information officer. She would regularly send e-bulletins to anyone who joins and would like further information. And we also have advice for businesses. So we could advise businesses to join, and if you have access in your country and you'd like to promote that to potential visitors from the UK or from elsewhere, again, if you join Tourism for All as a business, and that's also on our website, we would put those details onto the site and encourage people to come and try it out.
Wonderful. Well, I love the fact that you've got proven principles that other tourism professionals are applying to their business, and you're sharing that through your newsletter. But that someone could call you up and say, "Hey, I've got this tour, and we're doing this and this." And Jenifer, what or your staff, what do you think about this? What else could I do to expand my accessibility issues? Because I really want to serve that market, and so that's one of the things that they could do with you guys.
Absolutely, that's really our raison d'etre. Tourism for All is what we stand for. And one day we hope we don't have to exist, because it will just be in people's automatic thinking. But in the meantime, we're here.
Very good. Well, I think the work you're doing is brilliant. I really encourage people to go to your site to support you. And more importantly, as you said, just start looking around your business. And I'd say also, you ask your staff, where are they noticing little things that where we could fix that, or we could do that, and enroll them in enhancing your program. But we are all in this together. This is definitely the time to serve another market, expand your business, and remember, we are tomorrow's seniors today. So, you know, if at very minimum, you're looking out for your loved ones and yourself, but that all comes around. So, Jenifer, I really appreciate your time, and it made me think of the work that you're doing, made me think about my dad, who I shared with you before this interview, that he had a really bad stroke and went from a very, very active guy. He's the original adventure guy, and went to totally disabled, right side paralysis, full wheelchair, and he definitely still wanted to go. And so for 16 years, I learned all about and had a greater appreciation for those with disabilities and accessibility issues. And I loved his little, I call it his little dune buggy, his little electric cart that he'd go around everywhere. And we were always trying to figure out, where can we get Dad that, you know, that, and there was obstacles all the time. And so I know that he had the spirit. He just was physically impeded, and I always appreciated those that were sensitive to that, and those that wanted to help him continue to be that adventure guy. And so I really appreciate the work you're doing, Jenifer. Thank you.
Well, I think those guys and girls are really inspiration in themselves to all of us. So, you know, and thank you for the interviews. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. Jenifer, you have a great day. I'm going to...